what do you make of that comment from the foreign minister?
So it's not the first time that Mr. Zarif has made these kinds of threats. But the real decision-making there isn't him. It's the Ayatollah. That's who our counterparty is. That's who's making all of these decisions. You referred to the assassination attempts all throughout Europe. They're not just a couple from these past months. This has been going on for some time. They're the world's largest state sponsor of terror. We saw that their nuclear program continues to present risks to the United States. That's why the president made the right decision in withdrawing from the JCPOA. We ask for one simple thing, right? We want the Islamic Republic of Iran to behave like a normal nation. If they'll do that, we're happy to allow them to enter the community of nations. But we have to continue to apply pressure, and on Monday of the week ahead, we will put back in place sanctions that will be very severe on the leadership of Iran, and we hope that will convince them to change their ways.
Mr. Secretary, you have a cold. I can hear it.
Just a bit.
Oh, you poor guy. Well, you're flying all over creation. You're flying all over creation.
I'll be just fine. No sympathy needed, Laura, but thank you for your concern.
I know. But, as a mother, I worry about all my friends who are sick. So thank you for playing sick here with us. So right now, the Europeans, there's developing and persistent split in opinion on what to do with this Iranian menace. Where is Germany today, given the fact that Merkel is out as her party leader? She's in her last term. Clearly, opposition forces in Germany, more populist, anti-migration political elements.
Yeah. Laura, so far the German government has not changed its position. It still wants to stay inside of the JCPOA. But nearly every German company, folks with real money at risk, have made the opposite decision. They have fled. They have left. They have decided they are not going to run through the Iranian sanctions that President Trump will put back in place on Monday. And there are other countries in Europe who are with us. And I am convinced that over time, all of the European countries will come to see that Iran is indeed the force creating instability in the Middle East, and that we must apply all possible pressure to push back against that to fix it.
So the sanctions go in place on Monday, correct?
Yes, ma'am, Monday.
Okay. And they'll feel them immediately, or will it take a little time to settle in?
So they're already feeling them, but as the days go on, the pressure will increase. We will substantially drop the amount of crude oil, their primary revenue source, that they can ship around the world. Treasury will put back in place sanctions on financial institutions there. And we hope that the sanctions we put on individuals and in other places will convince the leadership. We want the Iranian people to be successful. We want this to be a successful country. We want to restore democracy there. We think the Iranian people want that same thing. And so our aim is not to harm the Iranian people, but to change the behavior, the malign activity of this regime.